Hello and welcome to Samadhi. Today we are doing the Daily Word on Monday, April 9th, 2018, and Michael is going to do us the honor.
Thank you, Alice. Thank you, everyone, for joining us once again. Let's take a moment to breathe and connect with that awareness, that presence. Taking a deep breath in, ready to receive. Boy, just taking that breath, it's just refreshing. A breath of presence. So, the word for today is, our mom is with us here in spirit, oneness. Oneness. We are all connected through oneness. Every person in the world has unique gifts and qualities. I interact with people every day who look, think, and act differently from me. Yet despite any appearance of separation and differences, in reality we are all connected through oneness, unified in our divinity. I choose to live from this truth by treating others with love and kindness. When I struggle to relate lovingly to someone, I challenge myself to identify and focus on the good in that person. Wow. Two classes. When I'm able to acknowledge the good, I shift myself into a consciousness of love. I remember that all people are connected through God, and I experience oneness with all. Oneness in spirit. And this comes out of 1 Corinthians 12:13. It says, "For in the one Spirit we were all baptized into one body, Jews or Greeks, slaves or free, and we were all made to drink of one Spirit." Wow. 1 Corinthians 12:13, in the Message, it reads, "You can easily enough see how this kind of thing works by looking no further than your own body. Your body has many parts, limbs, organs, cells, but no matter how many parts you can name, you're still one body. It's exactly the same with Christ, Spirit. By means of His one Spirit, we all said goodbye to our partial and piecemeal lives. We each used to independently call our own shots, but then we entered into a large and integrated life in which He has the final say in everything. Spirit has the final say in everything. This is what we proclaimed in word and action when we were baptized. Each of us is now a part of Spirit's resurrection body, refreshed and sustained at one fountain, its Spirit, where we all come to drink. The old labels we once used to identify ourselves, labels like Jew or Greek, slave or free, are no longer useful. We need something larger, more comprehensive. And I can go on because I want to keep reading. Wow, I just want to keep reading, but
Join us for a class.
yes, join us
We can dissect that one.
Oh yeah, it's deep. It's profoundly deep. And the one thing is, we are recording right now at 9:52 p.m. We're going to do our best to get this before 12 o'clock to commit to our word. We are doing that. One thing that came to me as I was reading that is, I'm not going to say any names, but a student, especially a student, we were talking about someone who this person is angry at, and we were discussing this same message, and I haven't even seen this message, so I'm gonna send it to you, and you're gonna love it, because that's exactly what we were just talking about. Despite any appearance of separation and differences, in reality we are all connected through oneness, unified in our divinity. And you have to come to our classes to find out what we're talking about, but we have this law that it says if you hold any grudges against anyone or anything, you're really cheating yourself from experiencing that oneness and that greatness of Spirit, because Spirit just wants unity. It doesn't want separation. The ego wants separation. The ego says, hey, look at me, or I'm better than you, or I'm lesser than you. It works in both dynamics. So when we can let go of the ego, we're baptized in the Spirit. Listen to that closely again. We get baptized in church, but are we truly baptized by the Spirit? When you let go of that ego, you allow the Spirit, not an external, but the Spirit to baptize you with its oneness, with its love, with its greatness. It says, when I am able to acknowledge the good, I shift myself into consciousness of love. And let me just clarify that real quick. When I'm able to acknowledge not the good, let's put good and bad aside. When I'm able to acknowledge the pure, I shift myself into a consciousness of unconditional love. Because what is pure? Pure is before we were taught good and bad. It is that innocence, that purity of a child. That's why Jesus says, become childlike and you can enter the kingdom. Unless you become childlike, not childish. Unless you become childlike, you will not enter the kingdom. Because that's what prevents you from entering the kingdom. Return to your innocence. Return to that purity. Return to that clarity. And you will access the kingdom. So, in 1 Corinthians says, for in the one Spirit we are all baptized into one body. It gives us the clue right there. For in one Spirit we were all baptized into one body. So when we say, oh, those are Jews, or those are Greeks, or those are Christians, those are Muslims, those are Jehovah's Witnesses, those are Buddhists, those are Hindus, those are Mormons, we're categorizing them and we're separating from seeing the divine Spirit in all. It says it right here, right there. It says, unified in one body. We need to let go of that limited thinking that one is better than the other. Because if we don't, we're always going to be at battle or in conflict or in lesser or greater that, this is the way. And your way is not right because it doesn't match my way. Jesus didn't want one way to be promoted. Jesus just wanted the Spirit to be promoted. Let go of your limited egotistic mind that says this is the way. And excuse me if I seem like I'm offending you, but if this offends you, ask why. And if it's causing you resistance, then that is a clue that why? Why is this causing resistance within you? See, we're not taught to question, right? We're not taught to question. And here I'm going into a class, but let me just say that question everything. Even question what you're reading. Because if you don't question it, the Spirit will not reveal itself to you. You're only using the ego-limited mind. And it even says in the Bible that the path of God is narrow and full of thorns and full of traps. But it's very, very beautiful. When you question everything, you don't get caught up by the thorns. Because when you get caught up by the thorns and you don't question, you're like, oh, that's a thorn, it's poking me, so it's real. But when you question, you're like, wait a minute, that's a thorn. But I can escape, I can get away from this. I can get back up. Get back up. Question everything. And you will realize that the guidance is within you. So, and when we say question everything, it's when Jesus said, meditate on God's Word, right? Meditate means let go of what you think about it and meditate so the Spirit can reveal itself through the Word to you. And through everything, through nature, through life, through your relationships. So, let me see how much we've gone because, go ahead, Ali.
Well,
I've taken the whole time. Go ahead.
That's okay because I know I've got things to still do even though it's late. I agree with everything Michael says 100%. I just want to add a little bit of something for those of you who struggle with your partner, for those of you that may be in a relationship that sometimes you don't feel that you're respected or viewed as it said there, with kindness. We're all one, to treat people with kindness and with that love and compassion. Sometimes we forget to treat those closest to us that way. If we're all one, we're all one. Not just everybody out there, Not just the person that, oh, I want to say hi to the neighbor and be nice. Start with your family. Start with the closest ones to you.
That's the most challenging too.
Yes, because sometimes sometimes the family doesn't want to be loved, or they're going through their own thing. You still love them anyway, in your own way, and they'll come to you.
Yes.
So I do my best to practice that for those that do want to be near me and feel my love, and those that are not ready to receive it, then I just let them be and let them work through what they're going through. But we love them no matter what. That's compassion.
Yes.
So that's all I need to say.
And boy, have you helped me with my family, because my family knows I love them, but when we think that one is right or one is wrong, even in my spiritual awakening, I was like, hey, mine's the way. This is the way. And then I realized, wait a minute, who am I to say that? God doesn't tell me this is what you got to do, so who am I? The Spirit doesn't force me to do anything. It waits for me. It patiently waits with arms open wide. We are to be the likeness of Spirit. Instead of forcing, hey, this is the way, and this is what you got to say, and this is what you got to think. No, this is what you can choose to do. But I love you nonetheless of your choices. Thank you, everyone. And if you're not getting these videos, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Thank you. Blessings. Namaste.